Shane van Gisbergen has 2 wins this season. That is more than Kyle Larson, more than Ryan Blaney, more than William Byron, more than Christopher Bell, more than almost the entire field. And he is sitting 16th in the standings, clinging to the final chase position by 50 points, with 2 races left in the regular season. If that sounds like a contradiction, it is. And understanding why tells you almost everything about whether the New Zealander can actually win anything meaningful before this season ends. Start with where he actually stands. Van Gisbergen sits on 567 points in the number 97 Trackhouse Racing Chevrolet, holding the 16th and final spot in the provisional chase grid. Ryan Preece is the first driver out, 50 points behind after finishing 17th at Richmond, which cost him 21 points of ground rather than gaining any. Behind Preece sit Ross Chastain at 63 back, Brad Keselowski at 78, and Eric Jones at 81. All 3 lost ground at Richmond too. The maximum any driver can score in a single race is 76 points, and the minimum is 1. So the most anyone can claw back on the cut line in one weekend is 75. Which means that if New Hampshire goes even moderately well for Van Gisbergen this weekend, the entire chase field could be locked before the cars ever reach Daytona. The top 16 has now gone unchanged for 4 consecutive races. That is not a coincidence, and it points to the deeper story here. In previous seasons, Van Gisbergen would not be sweating any of this. 2 wins meant 2 guaranteed tickets to the postseason under the old win and in system. Instead, 2026 brought the return of the chase, and qualification is now strictly by points. A race victory pays 55 points and nothing else. No automatic berth, no safety net. Van Gisbergen won at Watkins Glen in May with what may be the drive of the season, hitting pit road with 24 laps to go, closing a gap of roughly 30 seconds, passing more than 20 cars and retaking the lead with 8 laps remaining. He led 74 of the 100 laps that day. Under last year's rules, that afternoon would have ended his qualification anxiety entirely. This year it moved him 3 positions in the standings, and that was it. He knew exactly what he had signed up for. I really want to earn my way in this year, and that's what you have to do, Van Gisbergen said after that Watkins Glen victory. He added a second win at Sonoma in June, his 8th career Cup Series victory, which is the most of any internationally born driver in the sport's history. And after that one, he laid out his own survival plan in remarkably plain language. I mean, now I just have to do my best every week and keep improving. Don't do anything stupid. Just accumulate points. I can't get in stupid accidents like Pocono with people. Yeah, just 10th to 15th is good enough for us, and better if we can. Yeah, try and get stage points. That's always been something difficult I've found on ovals. Qualify well, start up front, hopefully we get better. That is a man who understands his own limitations, and to his credit, the oval numbers really have moved. His average driver rating this season is up across every category compared to his career marks, improving by 6.3 points on ovals, by 12.5 on short tracks, and by a remarkable 21.4 at drafting-style superspeedways. He is not an average oval racer yet, but he is no longer the passenger he was in 2025, when 5 road course wins sat alongside an average finish of 21st. The consistency has been enough to keep him scoring stage points and grinding out top 20 results, which is precisely the currency this format demands. So he will almost certainly make the chase. That is the good news, and it is genuinely an achievement given that he is doing it on merit rather than on trophies. Now here is the part that gets ignored in most of the coverage. The 10-race chase contains 0 road courses. That is not an exaggeration or a technicality. When NASCAR restructured the postseason for this season, the Charlotte Roval was dropped from the schedule entirely, with both Charlotte races reverting to the standard oval configuration. The 10 races that decide this championship are Darlington on September 6th, Worldwide Technology Raceway, Bristol, Kansas, Las Vegas, Charlotte, Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, and the finale at Homestead, Miami on November 8th. Ovals, short tracks, and superspeedways. Not a single right-hand turn anywhere in the run. Think about what that means for a driver whose entire competitive identity is built on road racing. Van Gisbergen's superpower has been surgically removed from the championship. Every one of his 8 Cup Series wins came on a road or street course. The 3 road courses on the 2026 calendar, Circuit of the Americas, Watkins Glen and Sonoma, plus the new street race at Naval Base Coronado, are all behind him. He spends the next 10 weeks racing exclusively on the surfaces, where he is, by his own admission, still learning. The seeding makes it worse. Points reset before Darlington, with the regular season champion starting on 2,100, second place on 2,075, and every position from third downward, separated by 5-point increments until 16th, which starts on 2,000 even. Van Gisbergen, as the 16th seed, begins the title fight 100 points behind Denny Hamlin, with no eliminations, no rounds, and no reset to bail him out. Just 10 races of accumulation against 15 drivers who are all better than him on this kind of track. There is hard data on how much that matters. A NASCAR analytics firm ran more than 25,000 simulations of chase outcomes, and the eventual champion started the postseason inside the top 6 positions in 85% of them. Van Gisbergen is not starting in the top 6, he is starting last among the qualifiers. So the honest answer on the championship is that it is not happening. Barring something genuinely absurd, the 16th seed with no road courses and an oval learning curve is not winning this title. But a race win is a completely different question, and this is where it gets interesting. Talladega sits 8th in the chase run on October 25th, and superspeedway racing is exactly where his improvement has been steepest, that 21.4 gain in driver rating at drafting tracks. Talladega is also the one race on the calendar where preparation, equipment, and skill matter least. Survive the wrecks, be in the right lane at the right moment, and anyone in the field can win. Before that, there is Daytona on August 29th to close out the regular season, which offers the same lottery. Van Gisbergen has never won on an oval in the Cup Series, and a plate track is by far his most realistic chance to change that. There is also a longer view worth taking. He turned 37 in May, and Trackhouse Racing has just lost Connor Zilisch to Hendrick Motorsports for 2028, while Ross Chastain sits outside the cut line. Van Gisbergen is suddenly the most stable and most productive asset in that organization. Whatever happens over these next 10 races, the 2026 season has already proven the thing that mattered most, which is that he can earn a postseason spot on points alone without the format doing him any favors. That is not a championship, but it is the answer to the question everyone was asking about him a year ago. So what do you think? Is making the chase on merit a bigger achievement for Van Gisbergen than 4 road course wins would have been under the old rules? And does he finally break through for that first oval victory at Talladega? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button and subscribe for more NASCAR news. I'll catch you in the next one.